Hi, it's your friend Brain. Before we start today's episode of Deck the Hallmark, this When Calls the Heart episode, wanted to remind you that if you're watching this on Philo, thank you for doing so. Would you do us a favor and just tell everybody that you know that you're watching it on Philo? That'd be fantastic. Tell them how amazing Philo is and that you can watch Deck the Hallmark on it. They won't be disappointed. And if you are not watching us on Philo, if you're listening to the podcast right now, hello. Good day. Would you consider giving Philo a shot? Philo.tv/DTH. I think you're going to enjoy it. Plus, you can watch this episode of Deck the Hallmark covering When Calls the Hearts right now. So head to Philo.tv/DTH. Without further ado, let's get to some When Calls the Heart. Hi, I'm Bran, and I love When Calls the Heart.
Hi, I'm Jax, and I like When Calls the Heart.
I'm Dan, and I despise When Calls the Heart, and this is the
Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast.
Dan and friends host this podcast.
We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Whoa!
Boy.
Wow.
Man.
Hello, everybody. How are you guys?
I'm good. It's a bold move. Shorts in February, Bran. I mean, you just decided to really just take a chance today.
Are
We
you
got
cold?
we got a warm spell
A warm spell
Yeah.
through. Yep.
here on the 2nd
I
of
decided
February.
to break
right.
out a jean jacket. That
It's
seems
classic.
right
Yeah.
for
Seems
Well,
right.
I
deep
gotta say-
January.
Yeah.
February. Oh, we're in. Oh my gosh, we're in February
yeah,
now.
Yeah.
I'm
It's the
rocking-
time flies.
I'm rocking my Orlando Magic shirt. I'm just like,
In
what
it.
a season it's been.
You guys are 5 games out of
Yeah.
the first pick in the lottery.
No. Don't act like you've been following. You don't even know what it's like. It's been a great season. It's been a great season, above and beyond.
Both of those things could be true.
Above and beyond what we expected.
Yeah.
Above and beyond. How's Ted?
He's doing really well, you guys. Yeah, I know things were a little, touch and go for a while, but well, I mean,
Well, we didn't know that. What do you
I
mean
mean-
things have been touch and go there for a while?
not
What?
touch and go in a weird way.
Okay.
Just like things did not work out when he came to New York, but I think
Right.
we've just decided that our relationship
Great.
lives here in that Greenville.
Yeah, that great film. Well, that's great. That's great. For those that maybe don't know, Ted flies Jack's down
they
every
know.
week.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I
For
just,
those that are just
well, I imagine we talked about it a good bit when we first started, but then some people maybe have come in since and are like, "Who's Ted?" And
Yeah, Ted. He's,
Ted
flies
invests his money, but only in flying Jack's
once
to
a
and
week
fro
so
from
she
New
can be
York.
in studio with us.
And
That's
only
so
for
fun.
When Calls the Heart. He
That's
didn't
it.
fly me down
No.
for the marathon.
No.
Not for
Not for the
Netflix.
Deckies. It's
Not for the
unbelievable.
Decky.
Not for Deck the
Yeah.
Netflix, so whatever. What can you do?
Yeah.
But this has been a lot of fun. A lot of fun having you here every once a week. It's like, Jax is coming.
Yeah,
like this
I'm
is
here.
something that we can count on.
Yeah.
There's not many things in life that you can count on.
You can count on that I'll be here
Death,
all the way through.
taxes,
Taxes.
and Jax.
Jack's in person for When Calls the Heart.
And the Orlando Magic winning the finals this year.
I would be
So,
willing to admit, I know we're tempting fate here because anything can happen. I'd be willing to admit I would bet my house that she's here for next episode.
Yeah.
I bet my house on it.
Yeah.
And that's with flight schedules, Bran.
Yeah.
Anything could go wrong.
It
I
is
bet
amazing that I've made it to
Weather
the studio.
delays.
weather delays,
It's
so
snowy
much this
season.
time of year.
Yeah.
I would bet my house she's here next episode.
Wow. All right.
We'll see
well,
how it goes.
All
We'll
right.
see how it goes.
House is on the line. Rig, how you doing, bud?
Oh, I'm doing so well.
Happy Thursday.
Oh, happy Thursday to you, Brad. February is my month to shine.
Why is that?
I get a month off. I take a sabbatical.
From what?
All the work that I do.
Which
Like
is
I'm coming in. I'm on location right now.
Oh, you sound great.
Oh, well, thank you. No. I brought all the sound equipment out. It's on your dime.
Right. Where are
Don't worry
you?
about it. I'm in Barbados.
Barbados.
It's a Barbados sabbatical. I do it every year.
For what? Like just to relax?
I'm just on a vacay, sipping some Mai Tais down to the beach.
Now, what is it again that you do?
Oh, a little bit of everything. I'm on contract with you guys, as you know. I help run Fitzy's,
Right.
Bar of the Future, C+ rating.
35 years in, but it's still the
35
bar of the
years,
future.
Bar of the Future. It's kind of like Dippin' Dots. You
Right.
know, Dippin'
Ice
Dots.
cream of the future.
Ice cream of the future.
the
They've
last
been that
20
way.
years.
It's all in the marketing, you know? It's all in the marketing. They're the ice cream of the future. That was the case in 92.
When
the case now.
Dippin' Dots started,
just
were
talking
were
about
they
that.
convinced that like ice cream
What
as
we're
we
going to
know
want
it?
for ice cream is frozen balls of ice cream that taste okay at best.
Yeah.
And kind of freezer burn your tongue a little
Totally.
bit.
And are more expensive than regular
More
ice
expensive.
cream of the present.
That is the most futuristic part of the Dipping Dots.
Yeah.
Is the
Dan,
more
you get it,
expensive.
yeah.
They're like, it's $95, but we're charging you $8 because in the future that's what ice cream will cost.
That's right. That's right. Well, they're still doing it. Rig, I hope you have a good sabbatical. So will we not hear from you the rest of February?
I still call in.
Okay.
It's just for my own amusement.
Okay. You got
Checking in on you guys.
Do you have any big plans in Barbados?
Not really. Okay. No. Just see how it hits me.
I just feel like you're normally up to no good, and this time it's very like...
This is sabbatical. It's February Barbados sabbatical. I don't know what you want from me.
All right, fair enough, buddy. It's time for When Calls the Heart Season 9, Episode 3. This episode is called...
The Good Stuff.
The bad stuff.
Turn the Page.
Turn the page.
Man, the smell of urine in the office today is
just palpable.
It's a lot.
I promise you, I'm in Barbados.
Sorry.
I don't know. Oh boy.
Like I can't. It's almost like a dog peed on that Christmas tree over there.
Yeah, like a lot of it.
I can't work like this. I don't know how I'm
Fully
gonna make it.
emptied his bladder.
I think after this episode, maybe you can run home and get that stuff.
Yeah.
That'd
Maybe
be
get the spray.
That'd be really great.
Because boy howdy,
It's a lot.
it's a lot.
It's Turn the Page is the name of the episode, guys. And originally aired on March 20th, 2022, almost a year ago, just over a year ago.
That's right.
How about that?
Man.
And it went a little something like this. Elizabeth's novel is finally out, and she is excited for the people of Hope Valley to read it. She's doing a book signing, and Nathan is up and out of bed and is already making jokes about make this to the one who got away. Silly Nathan. Rosemary tells people
Classic.
that Lee is going to be working for the newspaper, and they're all as confused as we all are. Nathan tells Faith that he wants to travel to visit Allie, but Faith isn't having it. You will not leave yet. Bill tells Weeble Wobble to turn over his gun while he's in town, and Weeble's like, okay, guy, whatever you say. Nathan goes to see Newt the horse. Newt's jumpy. It's like Newt doesn't even know who Nathan is. And that makes Bill sad. That makes Nathan sad. Bill says it seems like the only person who Newt trusts right now is May. So he pays May a visit, and he's like, what you're doing to help is just amazing. And she's like, it all just is about being patient. He's like, bah humbug patient. I've lost too much in my life to be impatient. And he leaves. Rosemary reads Lee's first article, and like it womps. Like he can't spell. His style is quote unquote bold, and like not in a good way, I guess. She's like, it's just too much. And she's like, I'm not going to publish this. And Lee goes on a walk to clear his head. People in town start to pick up on the fact that some of the characters in the book seem like they were inspired by some people in Hope Valley. Some people like that. Some people don't. Gowan and Lucas talk about the oil biz, and Gowan seems like he's open to joining back up with the oil biz. Guys, I don't know. I can't keep up. This will they, won't they with the oil. Fricka meets with
Did
Weeble.
they or didn't they?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Like it's just.
Yeah. Fricka meets with Weeble Wobble, and Lucas
No
thinks
one has a real name anymore.
and Lucas thinks that that's a bad idea. Rosemary decides that she wants to publish Lee's writing after all. I don't know what changed, but what can you do? She's conflicted about publishing the reviews of Elizabeth's book. Many of them are real bad. It's almost like Dan reviewed her book. May talks to Nathan again.
You think she's going to take it personal?
It's possible.
I don't know why you would do that. It's never personal.
It isn't. It's never personal.
May talks to Nathan again, and she's like, I know that this is traumatic, but things with Newt will get better. I know you got hit by a vehicle. Someone's been struck by a vehicle, but things will get better. He apologizes to her for everything that she's done once again. And she's like, want to get a drink? Because I'm thirsty. Wink, wink.
Okay.
Gowan is supposed to get a physical, but isn't comfortable with Faith doing the physical. What can you do? It's like no one really thought about that. I don't know. Faith sees Nathan walking into the saloon with May and seems bothered. Joseph installs.
Okay.
Joseph.
That's a 15-year-old callback.
Yeah.
To a bit from Jimmy Fallon before he
Late
had
night,
the Tonight
yeah.
Show.
That's exactly right.
Bothered.
Joseph installs a window incorrectly on purpose so that he can spend more time with his son Coop. Elizabeth talks to Lucas about the bad reviews, and he's like, don't let the reviews bother you. Here's a letter from my mom, which includes a very tiny pencil that my mom used to make all the edits of your book. So that's nice. They kiss as Lucas watches someone sneaking around at night. We don't really know what's going on there. Then he keeps looking at his pocket watching like, what is going on? Bill inquires about what Frickum is doing with Weeble Wobble, and he's like, you have to trust me. I'm pretty smart. I'm the mayor. So it turns out that everybody's gathered at the saloon to celebrate her book release. Lucas was having a surprise party, having a hard time pulling Elizabeth away from stargazing to go to this surprise party. So he finally just has to tell her, and she's like, I'll act surprised. Rosemary knows right away because actors always know. Joseph tells Coop that he'd rather not go to church. It's up to him. If he'd rather not go to church, it's up to him. Coop finally opens up that he's upset about Angela being blind. Why her and not him? It's not fair. Lucas pushes for answers out of Weeble because he thinks that there's more to him being in town than just Steele. Weeble says, mind your own business, Lucas. And Lucas is like, I was thinking maybe you need a partner, but whatever. So what's Lucas up to? We don't know. Rosemary reads fan mail about Elizabeth's book, and it means so much to Elizabeth that people actually liked it, and it meant something to them. This is the kind of reviews that matter. Frickum asks Bill to move out of the mayor's office. Bill is very annoyed. Lucas sees Weeble leaving Lucas's office. When Elizabeth enters, we see Lucas on the phone. He acts like it's no big deal, but then as she leaves, Lucas is passionately speaking French, saying that he can stop him. He just needs more time. What's happening? He just needs more time.
Zango, zango.
And that, my friends, was When Calls the Heart, Season 9, Episode 3, Turn the Page.
We did
Exactly
it.
right. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to be right back to break this episode down here on Deck the Hallmark. Hello, everybody. It's Bran. We're back here on Deck the Hallmark talking about When Calls the Heart, Season 9, Episode 3. Let's break it down. Let's start with a hot take. Jax, what do you think about this one?
My hot take on this one, I enjoyed it. Let's just set a baseline there. Nothing's changed in that department. I'm still a Hardy.
You're enjoying every episode.
I am enjoying every
Hardy's
episode.
not allowed to say an episode is bad?
That's a very good question,
Is that in the
Dan.
Hardy code?
That is the heart. Well, it depends what camp you're in.
Okay.
Because part of the controversy was that when some Hardys started to say, I don't like this or that, they were accused of not being true Hardys.
Oh, my gosh.
So
Sounds more like a cult.
it does, doesn't it? I'm going to blink twice.
Okay, got it.
But this episode is interesting because these bad reviews, it's very meta with the reviews that the season finale of 8 got for When Calls the Heart.
I think
And
it's
it
the
was-
lowest, I didn't mean to interrupt you, the
no, it's
lowest
fine.
IMDb user-rated episode of the series.
Wait, are you serious?
Is The Kiss, yes. I
The
think so.
kisses.
Yes. Yeah.
That's okay. So
It's like the McGarrys all joined forces
They-
and said, you know how we'll show them?
They wouldn't do that.
Twitter and
mobilized.
IMDb.
They wouldn't do that.
oh, the McGarrys know
No,
how to
they would
mobilize.
never.
Team
They would
Nathan,
never
are
do
you
that.
kidding me? And I genuinely think
It's a
I've heard this.
5.7. 5.7 out of 10.
Oh, that's significantly lower
Yeah.
than anything else.
Yeah, the first 6 seasons or 5 seasons are all in between 9 and 10.
Too much kissing.
Yeah, apparently.
The kiss.
The kiss was too
The
much.
big kiss.
Yes.
And apparently this episode, whether that's just talk that's out in fandoms, but that I'm pretty sure it was confirmed that they were directly speaking to the fans who were sour when they had this plot line. Wow. So that, I'm going to be honest, the meta nature of that, it made me uncomfortable, but also thrilled at the same time. There were things that were happening, so that's fun for me. Also, I just was like, please, 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 for the love of all things holy, do not do another love triangle, which seems like that's what they might be trying to set up between May and Faith and Nathan.
Yeah.
And that's just a hard
Just
no
how Nathan
for
likes
me.
it. Just how Nathan likes it.
Wait a minute.
Like a love triangle.
Yeah.
A love
Okay,
triangle.
okay.
Yeah, sorry if that came out weird.
So this episode, it's titillating for me. It also nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Bren, you looked really
I just it was
horrified about
early.
it.
It was early for a titillating. But what can you do? Yeah. So here's the thing. This season so far as action-packed as last season? The answer is clearly no. But I really like the storylines so far this season. As far as like
What
if
are you guys watching?
if action's not going to happen, at least I really like this character May. I like when she's on screen with Nathan. That's working for me.
I love that the caveat was if action's not going to happen.
If plot lines and storylines aren't going to happen.
No. Here's the thing.
They could do worse than May Sue.
But contrary to popular belief, I just like it doesn't have to be there. It doesn't have to be guns drawn and people jumping out of cars and stuff for me to be into it. If characters are intriguing enough, I'm in for whatever. The problem with like what was happening before last season was the characters were growing stale, and that made the storylines also incredibly stale. I think the fact that we got new, like, I like Joseph, I like May, I like that we're getting more Frickum Mayor. I'm intrigued by what's going on with the Weeble Wobble stuff. So, like, there's enough going on with the new blood that's in this season to make me feel like I'm down to clown when it comes to watching this season of television. Even though it's not as exciting as last season, I still find the storylines compelling, and I found this episode to be quite swell. Dan?
This is a tough watch, guys. It's tough. It's it's a slog. We're in the doldrums. I mean, I have lost any sort of thread on the oil plot situation. I've lost any. It's not a wait, what? I cannot tell you what's going on with the oil, and I feel like I'm trying. But it's who's in charge. Fiona's there. They're selling it. Gowan is there and gonna stay apart because they're nice, or maybe they're not. Fiona's negotiating a deal. Who's in charge? Is it going well? The price is going up. Progress. I don't know. There's no way to make heads or tails of that.
Can I explain to you my feelings on that?
Please.
I'm so lost and have been for so long that I don't even care enough to feel lost.
Yeah.
Like, that's how bad it is.
Anytime they start talking about oil, my brain is like, it's time to take a break. Mm-hmm. Take a brain break. That's what's happening. And the oil used to be very interesting. Mm-hmm. Gowan and Lucas fighting, working together, one buying the other. It's going downhill, blah, 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 fires, blah, blah, blah. Now I just don't, there's no interest in caring in that storyline. There's a lot of boring going on. This newspaper thing, I hate it. I hate that that's what like, how do we get Lee and Rose married? It's like in the last, I don't know. I didn't watch all of Big Bang Theory, but I know at some point in Big Bang Theory, it's just like, what situation can we put Sheldon in to be the most Sheldon? And this feels like, how do we get Lee and Rose married together? We got to do it somehow. They can run a paper. and I hate it. Thanks, I hate it. Yeah, I like the May Sue character. I think when May Sue and Nathan are on screen, those are my favorite scenes. They've got good chemistry. I hope they end up together. It's the only time I care right now. The rest of this is terrible. By all accounts, I think Elizabeth's a bad writer.
Oh, wow.
I was like, wait, which one?
No, Elizabeth's a bad writer. She is either
She also doesn't act well in this movie.
No, that's what I thought you were referring to at the end.
But she's like, based upon what I understand about the book and how people are all offended, I guess she's not good because she just basically wrote thinly veiled caricatures of all the people she knew. That's not writing. Yeah, I hate it. I'm sorry. It is really, really not good. Season 8, you know what? I've said a lot of terrible things about the show. Season 8 has a lot of wild misses, but you know what? It never felt, at least for the last 8 episodes of season 8, it never felt slow. It felt like they were doing things, moving, shaking, plots, things happening. This feels like a data entry job. It feels like I am just filing reports that no one will read. It's like whatever they're doing in Severance. Like, that's what I'm doing right now. I just, holy
And
cow,
shout out
it's
to data
bad.
entry workers out there. You guys are crushing it, and thank you for all that you do.
Yes, of course. But also, I feel as though time is standing still. And I'm sorry.
And not like in a romantic way.
No, not in
like some enchanted evening
I
when you
wish
look
I could
across a crowded
I wish
room.
this moment could last forever.
Yeah.
No, it's like, why
Okay.
hasn't this moment moved on yet? In that way.
Feels, Jax?
I had quite a few feels,
Oh,
actually. Okay.
well, it was tittillating.
Watch it.
So
You only get 2 of those an episode, and then it becomes we got to rate it.
That's exactly right. We got to put the
Put a little
explicit
E on
rating.
there. Yeah.
Fran. So when Rosemary reads Elizabeth, Bran, those cookies, I'm gonna need you to put one down here for me.
I'm just gonna.
Thank you.
Brian,
sorry, guys.
Brian Harold makes one of the best chocolate chip cookies you'll ever taste, and he brings them in all the time with granola, and we eat them all.
Truly, and like I'm more of like a savory person, but I can't stop with the cookies. Sorry, that was.
It's too bad what happened with him last month, but
You've had the opportunity to try. It is a shame. You had the opportunity to try a lot of South Carolina food. You had some good pizza down here.
I did. I had some.
You
real
live in New
good
York, but you
pizza.
said it was the best pizza.
This is no lie. I had the best pizza of my life here in that Greenville.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Said it, meant it.
Right here.
Give me all the feels. Speaking of all the feels,
Pizza.
pizza.
I'm hungry. I'm sorry. Go
Now
ahead.
I'm hungry too. When Rosemary reads the review to Elizabeth, and it's this beautiful review from a woman who's also a single mom, and it brings. Oh, Dan, come on.
The review could have been from anyone.
No,
Like,
yes, no, but it's so, I think as an artiste myself, it's so meaningful. Sorry.
You never let us forget that either.
Fran has cookie in his
In his
beard.
beard, as per usual.
You're adorable.
We're living the dream. Smells like piss. Cookie in his beard. Life is good right now.
I'm trying to talk about finding meaning
What
and,
was in
and
Theo's
artistic
urine?
integrity, and I just
It's
couldn't.
brutal out there.
But when she says, sorry, I swear I'm going to focus now. But when Rosemary says being able to comfort others that way is very special, and that's the kind of review that matters, I found that really touching. Yes, I teared up. I cried. I thought it was really beautiful.
You
Don't
cried?
listen, honestly, yes,
You
I
didn't.
did. Both times I watched it, guys. Maybe it's just me, but
Yeah.
I guess it is just me. I also had some feels.
You couldn't
About-
believe that we cried when we dropped our kids off for the first day at school.
I know,
Way back.
you know what it
Yonder.
was, and not that I
Yeah,
couldn't.
that was months. I mean, like
Months ago.
If you can
Yeah,
remember.
it was years ago.
But we told you that story this morning.
Yeah, but just because it was relevant.
And we
know?
were going over show prep, and you said you cried during this, but you gave us a hard time about dropping our boys off for the first
I
day
thought
of
it was
school.
wonderful. I just didn't know how emotionally in touch you two were, and emotionally intelligent, and I'm really impressed. That's all. That's all.
All right.
And I also had a little bit of feels the fact that Lucas planned this party for Elizabeth. I thought it was really sweet, and I have to say, I'm glad that I have my girl Elizabeth back. She was a little cold last season, a little weird, and now I see that Erin Krakow, she gets to flex her quirky, fun acting chops when she does the fake surprise.
Yeah, that was
It's
fun.
really funny. I'm glad that she's
it was
back.
funny. It was funny. She's back, everybody. Elizabeth's back.
Gowan's back.
I gotta tell you, I don't even know how to classify this feel because it's something that I made up in my mind. But I was watching, the scene where Elizabeth and Lucas are on the roof, and he goes to kiss her, and he sees, I think it's Frickum, like running
and then
in
he
the
kinda
dark.
dips her around. Yeah.
Running in the darkness from the roof, like the way that the angle was. It was dark. He's running like across the town, like stumbling. For some reason, I was like, it would have been funny if they did one of those classic like internet jump scares where they have the person jump in front of the thing. Rah! That's what I got a kick out of in this episode. I was like, that would have been funny. I should do that. I should rip that scene, do that, and put it on a Hardy Facebook group. Just
Would
see
you
how it
please?
hits.
I
Just
think
see how
it
it
would hit. I
hits.
think it would hit.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Do you remember those? Like when
yeah.
like the internet.
I remember getting had by one, and it was like a legit
Yeah.
jolt.
Back when you guys remember when Nope came out last year?
Yeah.
So
No, yeah.
Fallon had what's his name on? The
Jordan
lead.
Peele.
No, the lead guy.
Daniel Kaluuya.
Yeah, Kaluuya on, and they did a thing where him, Questlove, and Kula sit on these chairs, and they have to watch these out, and they know that the jump scares are coming, but they don't know when. And they do like slow motion to see how they respond to them, and it's a fun bit. But then at the very end, I know. But then at the very end, they actually have people behind them, so the jump scare happens on the screen. But then someone touches them, and they all get very freaked out. It's a good fun. That's late night at its finest, folks. A year ago,
Bothered.
That's late night. Fallon before the Tonight
Fallon
Show.
before the Tonight Show was
late night
so
with Jimmy
much better
Fallon
than
had
Fallon on the Tonight Show.
the fantastic bits.
I mean, just his bits when they were on the Late Show were so great.
Great bits.
Yeah. I think
Shout out to my boy Mike.
I went into my feels a little in the hot take. So I think they're gonna stand right there. And I was trying to stretch a little longer because you guys are both eating cookies.
Sorry.
That's all.
Well, we're going to
that's all I
break.
got.
We're going to break.
I don't know why we decided to settle in when it got to all the feels. We're like, all right, we're good.
This is my chance. Dan's about to share his feels. Let me stack 2 cookies on. Anybody got any like whipped cream? Make a cookie wedge?
That was on us.
You want to
Fran. Sorry,
take us to break?
Yeah.
Dan? You want to take us to break?
Yeah, we'll be right back here on Deck the Hallmark. Welcome back to Deck the Hallmark, talking When Calls the Heart, Season 9, Episode 3. It's now time for the Wait What's part of the show where we say, this thing this episode made us go, wait, what? Jax, what do you have?
Okay, so I am shocked and excited by the fact that Gustav is Lucas's cousin.
Yeah, tell me that was a part of this show's DNA from the beginning. Tell me that wasn't a gut reaction to, why is he still there? We should probably explain that. How about it's his cousin? Great.
How about Nathan replaced Jack at Fort Clay, or vice versa?
Yeah, how about Nathan called Gowan's son into town? There's no way any of that was on any storyboard.
Yeah, but I did go, wait, what? And also it made it was kind of nice because last week and the week before that and the week before that, I dressed as Gustav. So it shows what a pivotal character he actually is to the story.
You loved him. That's exactly right.
I loved him.
Is that the only one?
Yeah.
I know we're in Canada, but I don't think without reason you can just take someone's gun.
First on my list.
You can't just be like, I don't like what you're up to. I have no case for this. You are a public citizen, not under arrest. Hand me your gun, please. Now, if it's family matters and they're having a gun drive and people can turn over their own guns for shoes,
different story.
Yes.
different story.
Thank you for bringing that up.
But this is him taking Weeble Wobble's gun just because he doesn't like him.
And the thing is that the gin pop of Hardy's fans, like, I can't believe there wasn't an uproar about this.
Yeah.
That the government
Right.
was taking a gun from a citizen. Like, I can't believe that was in this episode.
Over my dead body.
And, like, that somehow Bill taking this guy's gun was just like, yeah, that's what we do here in Hope Valley.
Yeah. That's what we do.
Really?
That's what we do.
Interesting.
There are other ways to spend time with your son than installing a window incorrectly, because what that does is it wastes the customer's time. Like, he went in there and he installed a window incorrectly. Lee and Rosemary took time out of their day to watch him install it. And then it's in there backwards. And Coop walks out and he's like, I did that on purpose. I'll be back tomorrow. It's like, what could you have maybe given us a heads up? And last but not least, this bartender is not good. I know that this is a saloon, and you'd think that he would be better at this. That is so much foam at the top of that beer. That's a bad pour. It's a bad pour.
He's just pouring it straight up.
Just straight up.
Bill is very
specific.
But even for pouring it straight up, that foam is aggressive. So just like all around impressive, impressively bad. Dan?
Yeah. Can we talk about these reviews? Now, the way I understand it, these are handwritten reviews sent in to the local Hope Valley paper anonymously. There's not like a book reviewer, right? So why, like, all of the citizens of Hope Valley, which could be 20 people, it could be 200, seem to all be upset and think that Elizabeth is not only taken their likelihoods and used them for her personal gain, but also that she's a bad writer. Like, that is the vibe I got. Am I incorrect on any of that?
No, you are correct, Dan.
Okay. So why are they all celebrating her at the end of this?
That is confusing.
Yeah, because all these negative reviews are just locals. Like, there's only one paper in town, which at some point, once again, for the umpteenth time, Rosemary's like, we got to compete with the other papers. What other papers? It's a one-horse town, guys. There's not another newspaper. You can barely print that one twice a week. Like, stop
I
it.
don't know who's writing the negative reviews. I don't know.
But there's a lot of them. They're
There's a lot of
holding
them.
dozens of papers, and they're trying to hide them from her. And then everybody in the town celebrates her at the end. And you know what? I don't know why you would print randos' reactions. I don't know why you would do that. But if that she's doing what it looks like she's doing, which is taking every character in Hope Valley, changing their name slightly, and then just writing a caricature of them, then the negative reviews are deserved.
Well, in defense of the party celebrating it, it reminds me of like every show I did in grad school where everyone would talk bad about everyone's
After
performances,
party.
and then they'd be like,
Yeah.
"Opening night, congrats, you did
Yes.
it," you know. But really, they would say awful, vile things about you.
Yeah,
behind your back.
and Lucas is probably like, do me a solid, come
Do
out
me a
to
solid,
this.
yeah.
And those reviews are anonymous. I guess my problem is more, why are we putting stock into reviews in a town that has one newspaper and one author?
It's almost like
Who's been working on this book for 9 seasons? So,
9
like,
seasons,
let's just,
and it still turned out apparently terribly.
It's almost like the writers and creators of the show want to shoehorn this plot in to show everyone how petty they were being about the negative reviews that they
Yeah.
gave to the show itself.
Yeah.
It's almost like
they just made it work somehow. I mean,
Double Decker Jordan says maybe outside towns know she's from Hope Valley, and that's why they're mailing them there. Like, hey, we're going to send these
but
into
the reviews that they read are all very much like, these people aren't like this. Like, they're all like, the negative reviews all are very specifically toned to be people like Molly.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just trying. We're trying.
Molly
here.
wrote like 7.
Hear
Probably.
me out. Maybe
Molly
the
really
show
hated the
doesn't
book.
hold up. And my other one is kind of a wait what that kind of encompasses the last 3 episodes. But Maysu is probably my favorite of the new characters. I think her and Nathan are working really well together. We know that she fled what amounts to be a really bad marriage, and we know that she is not wanting to be found. Why did she ride into town in a black trench coat and trick Nathan? What was the point behind that?
The only thing I've got is that it looks really cool.
It was...
Yeah, I don't actually know, because if she like immediately did say, I was writing, it was me, I'm a girl. Like,
Immediately.
so writing in disguise as a guy.
Or maybe it's just one of those things that like she was riding disguise for the whole trip and then just was like needed
But then
to
why does
transition.
she need to go? But she sneaks behind a house,
Oh, yeah.
takes everything off and puts it away.
Tells little Jack to shush.
Yeah, does a little thanks for the candy bit with baby Jack, and then goes back out to the like. Why? Why? That makes no sense. Even for this show, it doesn't make sense.
It was BA though.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
BA, but the secret pharmacist soda jerk girl was like having to come into town all secretive. I spent too long thinking about it. Those are my way was.
It's time for the hopes and valleys. Anything giving you hope and maybe bumming you out?
Yeah, you know, I have to agree with Dan. Can't believe I'm saying that.
I love it. I love it.
I am really excited about this romance that seems to be percolating between Nathan and Maysu.
Oh, it's
I'm
spicy.
happy to see where it goes.
Oh, it's spicy.
It is spicy. The thing that is bumming me out a little is I hope that her past isn't so dark that it's going to prevent her from having a healthy, wonderful, successful relationship with Nathan.
So true. So true.
Or vice versa, his past.
Actually, good point. Yeah,
Yeah.
or maybe both their
Maybe they're
baggage will
yeah.
work together. It never works like that, though. Sorry,
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah, it's just double baggage, if you can believe it. Yeah.
I'm just happy that her book's finally out. You know, it's been a long time coming,
gosh,
many
hasn't it?
seasons in the works, and it just feels right. It feels good that it's finally out into the world where it belongs. So I'm happy. It's giving me hope that maybe she'll work on a sequel, and we'll get to listen in on that for the next 10 years. Dan?
Yeah, not much, really. Just I'm really down on this right now. This whole thing, this podcast, all of it. You guys are wonderful, but it feels like there are very few TV series ever. I'm trying to think of one example that have a good season 9. and dramas especially. Comedies.
Crandall's Nightmare
Crandall's
Town.
Nightmare Town was one exception, but dramas like comedies can get away with it and have a lot of seasons and still be somehow find a way to be fresh.
Mikey's Mickey Horror Show.
Mikey's Mickey Horror Show. You're starting to disprove my point, and that's making me upset. But I can't think of many dramas that have good season.
Rooster
nines.
Things.
So imagine Rooster Things. I disagree with you there.
Okay.
I don't think Rooster Things was nearly as good, especially in 9.
That was
you know. I can't imagine if good TV shows can't make good season 9s.
Our House with Mickey Rourke.
Bad shows season 9s are just atrocious, and so that's where I am. But I do need to binge Our House with Mickey Rourke because
You hadn't seen it?
I've not seen it.
Oh my gosh, dude.
So and that's on me.
The problem is it's streaming everywhere, but only one season. So they split up the seasons everywhere.
So it's real hard to catch up.
It's hard.
Yeah.
So I don't even know which one season 9's on. Freevee? Isn't that what IMDb TV became? Freevee?
Free V. That's right. Woof.
I can't believe they landed on that name.
I love that people
That's
are
a
like,
terrible name.
IMDb TV is confusing. Wow.
What
We
about
got
Free V?
Free
Freevee with like lots of E's. So many E's.
So many E's.
Did we get an email this week?
Yeah, in fact, I got news. We only have one What's Calling My Heart opening for the rest of season 9.
Wow.
So if you're listening and you have an email, the only way you're going to get it read in season 9 is if you email me right now because this is 10 episodes left in the season. I got 9 emails in the inbox. So, double deckers coming through in the clutch. This week's email us hello@deckthehallmark.com. And you know what? If you want to email us, then maybe your email will be read in season 10.
Ooh,
So
even better.
There's always another season with When Calls the Heart,
That's so
unfortunately.
true.
It's from Aaron Beth Cermak. Aaron Beth Cermak. Afternoon, Dan, Jax, Bran, Rig, Trace. Aaron Beth, nice to see you. Sound a little Cookie Monster, Rick.
I'm on sabbatical. Cookies.
You're on sabbatical, but you're always listening in, ready to
I
respond.
got an
to
earbud in. Got an AirPod. You know how it goes.
What is calling my heart?
You struck me as a Android guy.
Oh,
Rick.
what did you say?
An Android guy.
Android guy. Oh, I am. My AirPod that's in is completely different.
What is it?
It's an.
It's not an Apple AirPod?
No. Do you know those things, the pods? Like your working space?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what's calling my heart?
Right on, brother.
I gotta go.
What's calling my heart is how smashing 2023 has been going. Those holiday movies flew by, and I'm looking forward to the coming seasons on Hallmark, and definitely a new season of When Calls the Heart. Like Jax, I love a good wedding, and I feel like we're gonna get one. But what I really have is a non-Hallmark heart calling. I love it.
Oh, I love that.
I would like to shout out the great blessing of the DTH double-decker community. God bless you, Aaron Beth. I have often felt alone in my weird humor and the fact that I love to nitpick ridiculously sappy Hallmark movies and shows. When I joined Bramble Jam Plus, I thought I was getting a group that would talk about Hallmark movies and we would go on our way. What I got was a group that has become my friends. People I look forward to having conversations with, as well as loving people who are always there when you need them. You do not have enough time to individually name each and every person that means so much, but I would scream them from the rooftops if I could. All of this is because a guy talked his friends into watching Hallmark together. Thank you, Dan and Bram, for creating such a fantastic place for all of us. It is because of you that we have found community, and in this day and age, community is important. If the Lord's the Lord,
Keep going.
That Aaron Beth Cermak.
Guys, how do you not get teary when you hear something like that about what you've created being so meaningful? It's seriously so beautiful.
It is never not surreal. And I will say this. We don't advertise actually a lot for Bramble Jam Plus. We probably should do a thing at the beginning and the end of every episode. The reality is that it's a really special place. It's like the best corner of the internet where people come and they're like, I'm struggling with this right now. And everybody just encourages them and loves them. And I routinely am in awe. The people are better than we are. The people in the group are better than we are. And that's what makes things like Bramblefest so fun, is you get to see them all in person and hug everybody and have a fun time. And they're wonderful.
I go to bed crying every night. So
Every night.
I might as well hide
Yeah,
it.
that's right.
Hide it.
I save my tears for You know, what did you cry at this episode? I forgot.
Oh
already.
yeah, at the positive book review that Elizabeth got. Wow, when I say it back,
When
it
you
does
say
feel
it out
weird.
loud, when you say it out loud, I cried at the fake positive book review Elizabeth got on her novel.
That's right. We'll be back next time with another one. Until then, maybe the first to wish you a
Merry Christmas.